So now the Audi's been here for 2 months waiting on this AC condenser. The first two, the original one that I kind of made worse by trying to weld the aluminum, and then the second one, which had a crack by the upper fitting after trying to straighten it, those are still at a local shop. The welders haven't gotten back to me. So the owner, he found another aftermarket replacement condenser in Europe and had it special shipped here. I was excited. I went to the local hydraulic hose shop and had a special hose made for that bottom fitting, which wasn't OEM size. So here's the hose. So they already installed one fitting, and this is pretty neat. These connections here. So basically this would screw in to the car. This is a 3/4 by 16 threads per inch, and then the other fitting, you know, the guy just left the hose some extra length so I could cut it myself, and these are actually pretty easy to install. Here's this other fitting which would screw on to the condenser, and you can see there's 2 barbs and 2 O-rings, and then this special double clamp, kind of see right here, it clamps onto here to keep the hose in, and then these two are just you pinch them with pliers until they snap in, so 2 snaps, and this is AC rated. You know, this is how they make custom AC hoses. So we're good there. Then I opened the second replacement condenser, and it looks like it was dropped in shipping, and this bracket went and that does not look good. That doesn't look good either. See how it's kind of crooked? So the only thing we can do now is leak check it off the car, and if this leaks, then it's another delay. This is getting honestly ridiculous. They should have just left these brackets off, because during shipping, boom, they got bumped here, and look what happened. Unfortunate, but let's screw on the big piece here and see if this thing holds any pressure. Alright, so here are the gauges, here's the can, and conveniently this hose just threads onto this fitting. So let's open up the can and let some refrigerant into here, and use our little sniffer to see if there's any leaks. Well, it might be in good shape. That would be unbelievable. So this might not be okay. Here we go. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about looks like it survived. Okay, that's promising. So we might get this car all back together today, but I'm going to take pictures of this, send it to the owner, and tell him this might be a weak spot. So condenser is in place. It's all buttoned up here. Now for the lower fitting, the custom adapter hose, here's what it's going to look like. So there's the original pipe, There's fitting number 1, there's the hose, and there's fitting number 2 that screws onto the condenser. So they left this fitting off so I could trim the hose to a good length, make sure it fits up in this little cavity, and then we'll install our own clamp and then crimp it down. Let's try it out. Alright, so here's the hose. Let's trim it off right here. That should be pretty easy. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of refrigerant oil onto the fitting just to make it slide in a little easier. Okay, it's all the way on there. Now does the orientation matter? Well, so now we just have to copy. What did he say? Put the clamps on there first. So we'll just slide these on here. So pretty neat that you can DIY your own AC hoses using these fittings. So that clips into that groove. Now you position the clamps over these grooves, and he called these fittings foolproof since you just squeeze them until they snap shut, then you're done. And if you mess up, you can reuse these. So let me try to use a tool similar to this. So this is going to go here, it's going to go there, right to condenser. I think that should work. Let me just make sure before we clamp these down. Well, after a bit of struggle, got them both on. So the improvised way without the special tool is use these kind of on the edge, and then once it's right over and it wants to go in, use some large needle nose pliers to keep it there while releasing this tool, and then it'll actually fold in and clamp on. So now, super solid. Let's put this on the car and leak check the system. Alright, let's evacuate the system. The adapter hose looks happy. Everything's tight. New O-rings. So we got the low pressure side hooked up to the compressor on the suction side, and the high pressure is hooked up right here on this line next to the condenser. Let's open up this valve here, and this should drop into vacuum. Hopefully there are no leaks. Let's open up this side too. Now just leave this sit for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, evacuate the entire system. What's this? Is there a big leak somewhere? I don't know. Alright, our vacuum looks great. The pump is nice and quiet, so let's close off the valves. Turn off the pump. Connect this to our refrigerant can. Fill the system up, at least partially, and make sure there are no leaks. Refrigerant can is opened up. Let's introduce some refrigerant into the system. This should rise as well. Let that stabilize and sniff around with our detector. Alright, so it's looking promising. Checking around all the fittings. Maybe a little something there. Maybe a little residual. Sometimes this thing, you gotta reset it. Let's check on our new hose here. Promising. No trace amounts. That's good. Alright, let's run the car and charge it up. Alright, so the compressor is starting to cycle. There you go. So this thing takes 3 full cans. We'll keep charging it until it gets cold. Alright, I got 3 cans charged up. Pressures look good. Keep in mind, it's really hot here in the garage, so this temperature, we're in the 50s. We got the fan on high, so that's pretty good. Let's button everything up, take it for a spin, make sure it works perfect on the road. Alright, final test driving the Audi. Down to 45 degrees on the vents. At climate control set to 68. Are we done? I hope so. I gotta get this thing out of my hair again. Oh man, this car, I swear, you expect it not to work, and then you're not as disappointed. So the owner will keep me updated how it goes. Hopefully, well, I mean, it's a fun car to drive, but hopefully I won't see it again for a while. And yeah, I mean, it's a neat car to just use as a daily driver. If he can, hopefully nothing else goes wrong in the near future. Cross your fingers. So, appreciate everyone watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Little bonus footage. Guess what I bought? An actual AC machine, so we won't have to mess with these anymore, or the little cans up there. So this is a about 2011 model. I got it used from a buddy at a shop who was retiring, and he sold it to me for about half the price of a new one. So $3,500 later, here we go. So on the Audi, I want to recover all the refrigerant and then charge it with exactly precisely the amount that it calls for. But keep in mind, we're converting to R134A from R12. So in the AC handbook, they say if you're doing a conversion, the R134 amount should be about 80 to 90% of the R12 amount. So if it calls for 1,100 grams of R12, we're going to bump that down to, less than 1,000 grams, or 2.2 pounds of R134A. So it recovered 1.76. That's how much I put in last time. That was just a guess on my part. So we're going to put in 2.1 pounds now. Didn't drain out any oil. We can even do a vacuum on it, but I don't think that's necessary. It's already charged and recharged. So let's go to charge, enter. We can just continue. I'll cancel that. So 2 pounds, we'll go to 2.1 pounds, and click OK. And we do both high and low side charging. So high side is up here, low side is at the AC compressor. Next, and start. Charge in progress. You see the hoses doing their thing. And refrigerant into both the high and the low sides. This thing is fast and precise. Got to pay to play, I guess. So, with AC work, even for diagnostics, you take the whole system apart, you got to recharge it, and yeah, you can get by with these, but I mean, how cool is this? And we don't have to evacuate any refrigerant into the atmosphere, which is really nice. So 2.1 pounds charge. Press start to equalize hoses. Disconnect high side hose, connect low side hose, and start AC max. So basically unscrew this. Now let's start the car, turn the AC to max, see how cold it blows. We'll do auto, low, and it's going to ramp up. And then press OK. See, on the low side is going to suck in all of the refrigerant from the hoses. Disconnect low side hose. Do that. With the low side hose disconnected, press OK. Clearing out the hoses. Let's check the temperature inside the car. Alright, I think we're looking pretty good here. At idle, we're down to 48 on max AC. That's great. Start seeing a pool of water down there pretty soon. But I'm so happy I got this thing. Now, air conditioning work will be a breeze. So I'll take it for a test drive, make sure it blows nice and cold. I think it's happy. At idle, we're in the low 40s. So 67 there. So yeah, it was undercharged by about 1/3 of a pound. That's why you need professional grade tools, I guess. So that's it. This car is ready to go back to the owner, and hopefully he'll stay cool for the rest of the summer and enjoy this Audi. I think he wants to take it to the track soon. Hopefully it'll hold up. But thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.